to the cloud. Okay. So let's start laying on the roller. For those without the roller, you can just lay on the ground, support your head if you need to. So I'm going to sit at the very edge of the roller. I can come a little bit closer to you guys. Yeah. And then I'll go back. So for those of you who are tall, Tamara, scoot your body down the roller more so your head can lay on the roller comfortably. Good, William. All right, so you scoot down as much as you can, and then you roll into the roller, making sure the back of the head is on the roller. The feet can be hip width apart. Closer will be more work for you. Wider will give you more stability. Either way, you still have to already start working your stability here. And then we're going to breathe here. Okay, arms on the ground, palms down or palms up. Try to wiggle things around a bit so the roller should be right in the back of your head, then between the scapulas and along the spine. For those of you with a sensitive sacrum, remember you can put a towel or a spongy mat, kitchen mat, anything under the sacrum for any pressure going on there. Okay, and then just breathe to the back and side of the ribs. Try to get the rib cage into the roller as you breathe in. And then breathe out. If you're ready, pull the pelvic floor gently and start sinking your abdominals. Gently hugging the hip bones and the ribs. As you pull the pelvic floor abdominals in, make sure you lift and then you hug. Okay? So the back of the lower ribs and the back of the pelvis should be on the roller. The low back is going to be slightly off the roller, so don't try to imprint and squeeze the glutes, yeah? Just keep it relaxed. Hands however you want, and lengthening the body each time. Try to get your body to be lighter and lighter on the roller, so you're not struggling to keep balance on it. And then when you're ready, we can add that pelvic tilt. So as you breathe out, pull the abdominals in, lift it, and tilt the pelvis to imprint the low back, or at least to try to get it close to the roller. Remember, the glutes are not working to do the imprint, it's the lower abdominals that are tilting for you. Then you're going to breathe in, lengthen the pelvis, and get that pubic bone to go straight forward. Breathe out. Pull the pelvic floor tilt. Now your pubic bone should be reaching upwards. Breathe in and lengthen the pelvis so your pubic bone is reaching straight across the room. Yeah, so the pelvis is going to be here, hip bone to rib. When you tilt, hip bone and pubic bone should be reaching up to the ceiling and your hip bone should be lower. When you take it back to neutral, you're adjusting so the pubic bone and hip bones are forward, hip bones are back in alignment with the ribs. Yeah, rib cage is not popping to the ceiling, so you're keeping it close to the mat. Roller. So keep scooping the abdominals to tilt the pelvis back this way and inhaling to lengthen everything forward again. Give me 2 more. Again, not putting much weight on your arms. Good, Rania, you need something under your head. You're very tight on the neck and you're like this. Try to bring a pillow or something to put under the head. Yeah, your neck is very tight. All right, so release that pelvis into your neutral, where your tailbone and sacrum should be somewhere on the roller. Good, and let's bring the arms up and let's continue the breath with arm movement. So we're gonna breathe out, reach the arms down. So you can be anywhere at hip level here, close to the thigh, or if you can keep the shoulder open, you can take it further back down, but without rounding the shoulder. You still need to keep hugging the roller and opening the chest as the arm goes down. And then when you go back up on a breath in, bring the shoulders away from the ears. Now you're gonna breathe out, keep the ribs calm, relax the shoulder, and the arm weight is just gonna go take the arm back. When you're going back, shoulders are not going to the ear and ribs are not popping up. So keep contact with the roller, okay? Again, breathe out. We're going to reach down to the feet. So at any level here, start squeezing the rollers. Keep the chest and the ribs open, but ribs don't pop. Go as far down as you feel you can, reaching down to the feet. Keep the shoulders down and the scapulas reaching down. Also, shoulders wide, and the weight of the arm only is what's going to keep taking the arm further back. Don't pop the ribs up. My arms are super relaxed. I'm not even reaching, I'm just dropping it. My elbow is straight. And breathe into ceiling. Breathe out, down. Squeeze the roller. Open the shoulders. Hug the ribs into that roller. Breathe in to go back up. Pull the shoulders down and away from the ears. And the arms go back. The arms can be in Y shape. Doesn't have to be narrow. Especially if you have tight shoulders. Your hands should be wider than your shoulders, yeah? So Rania, your arms are too close together. You can't lift, you can't do this with the arms together. Keep them wide so you have mobility and your shoulders don't need to go up. Okay, so Y shape if you need, or as wide as the shoulders. Okay, let's do the last one going up and overhead. You should be reaching further back. I have quite a bit of difference between my arms. All right, so here we're going to keep it here and we're going to alternate one forward, one back. Again, there's no movement on the top of the shoulders or the rib cage. You're trying to get mobility in the arms. Keep the arms really relaxed. Keep your chest and ribs heavy on the roller and keep your balance over the roller. If you want to challenge more, bring your feet closer together. Keep your knees reaching to the midline of the body. Nice. So the tight shoulder, you're trying to relax it more. Try to keep your elbow kind of locked, but not the shoulder joint. Good. So even it out, bring it back up to the ceiling, and we're going to open out to the side and back up. Okay, out, breathe in. So again, weight of arm is what's going to bring it down, and you're trying to stretch and open up the chest. You can keep the elbows slightly bent if you want to. Keep the shoulders away from the ear. And again, we're not popping the rib cage to the ceiling. Breathe in, open. Try to breathe to the side of the rib cage. Breathe out, bring it back up. And try to get that arm to go a little bit deeper down. Just let that weight of the arm take you down. Woo, I touched it. Yeah, 2 more. Keep that scapula very gently hugging the roller. Good. Let's now go into circles. We've been going up and down, so we're going to breathe in to go up. Breathe out, draw a big circle with both arms and back up. Again, the range of motion of your arm all depends on the stability of your ribs. Keep the shoulders wide and always away from the ear. And then you try to see if you can touch the mat without, compensating. Allow the hands and the arms to roll as much as it wants in the shoulder joint. If you notice, palms are going to start facing each other. As you draw the circle, palms are going to go to the ceiling. As you bring it towards your feet, it's going to face down, and then it's going to here. So there's a rotation everywhere. Okay? As you open the arms here, try to see, I can touch from here. I'm going to keep contact with that mat because my chest and my ribs are not compensating. For those who have more mobility in the arm, you're probably going to be able to touch it in the back. I will only touch there. That's where I start touching. And then I continue. And then try to reverse the movement. Go down to the feet first. Here we can touch. And then keep contact as much as you can. Let it rotate at the top without stressing the shoulder. And then you bring it back up. Okay? So breathing in to bring the arm up. Breathe out to lift and bring it down to the feet. And give me 2 more. Really relax the arms. Let it move into the shoulder joint. Breathe in to lift. Breathe into the rib cage. And when you come back here, we're going to bend at the elbows. Okay, so I have 90 degree here. 90 degree at the elbow, and we're going to rotate down and up. So note that my elbow and my shoulders are almost in alignment. I don't want in alignment, slightly lower. And I'm going to keep this exactly the same. And then I'm going to rotate palms to the ceiling and down. So my arms are in 90 degrees, yeah? My hand is not close to my body. It's in alignment with my elbow. Hands in alignment with elbow. I'm just going to rotate. Ribs don't move. Neck and shoulders stay still. And I'm rotating on my axis, which is from the shoulder to the elbow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders away from the ears, everyone. Keep the elbow frozen in space. Now, when you're ready, come back up and you're going to alternate. 1 down, 1 up. 1 down, 1 up. Keep alternating. Breathe in, breathe out, and then switch the breath. Breathe out, breathe in. Good job. Last one. Good. And reach the arms to the ceiling. Keep it here, shoulders away from the ear, and scapula hugs the roller. Scapula lifts and arms reach the ceiling. Scapula, shoulders down to the bum. Hug the roller, squeeze it. So your muscles between the scapula should be working. And then shoulder down, glide the scapula under the armpit and reach the arm to the ceiling and down. So you should see my hand on screen. It's actually lifting and lower, but what's doing the movement are my scapulas. Okay, breathing in to lift, breathing out to lower. And I'm pulling my shoulders away from my ears the whole time I'm doing this. Find that mobility. Good. Now lower the arms to about 45 degrees here. Let's do the same thing. Reach forward, hug the roller. Reach forward, hug the roller. Shoulders away from the ear. Hug the roller. Breathe in, out to hug. And keeping the rib cage in and out. I'm going to assume we're doing about 6 to 8. Okay, on this last one, reach. Now cross the chest and go about another 45 degrees. Doesn't have to be very high. Same thing. Reach, hug the roller down towards the pocket of your pants. Reach, hug the roller. Breathe in to reach. Breathe to the back of the rib cage and keep the ribs into the roller. Breathe out, hug the ribs and hug and pull the scapula. So try to reach it up. Okay, so you pass the shoulder at about maybe the top of your head angle. Last one. And then bring the arm down and relax. Woo! That's a lot of work on the shoulders. Good job. All right, so palms up or palms down. Let's start core work. So feet pointing forward, again, as close or as far away as it's comfortable for you. We're going to start marching. So breathe in and out and find the stability of your torso. Breathe out, pull pelvic floor, hug, scoop and lift, hug, waist, ribs, and hip bones. When you feel that your core is active, keep 50% of the core work going. On the next breath in, one leg floats up, tailbone stays connected to the roller. Breathe out, activate the core first, and then the leg goes down. The slower you move, the more work it's going to be. And the roller, we don't want it to move. And the arms, we want it to be very gentle. So we don't want the arms doing much work. Okay, as you keep moving more and more, you're going to find that you're more stable So we're doing about 4 to 6 of these with the support of the arm till everything kicks in. Make sure that you activate the core. Now, when you feel comfortable, the opposite arm is going to go up with you. It can go to the ceiling or it can keep going back. And then breathe out. Everything comes back and you switch. You breathe in, either arm to ceiling or all the way back. Breathe out. Don't let that tailbone move. Woo, my hamstring cramped. Just so you know how much stability we're doing. Okay, keep breathing. So about, again, 6 of these. So my left leg here is cramping because my left side of my core is not doing its job. So my hamstring here, or my leg, has been having to stabilize more. So I'm going to try to activate my left side more so my hamstring doesn't take over. Now, when you're ready, if you're ready, you can continue this, or arms come off and just the leg moves. So arm can stay down here in case you need. So here's my left side that's not working. I have to really activate the core before I go to make sure I'm balanced. Yeah, so it takes double the effort on this side for me. My arms now, I'm going to keep it up here. I'm going to hold the roller with my scapula. Definitely the score has gotten much weaker. What happens when you stop working it? And my hamstrings are kicking in to try to compensate. Major hamstring cramps. We're not even doing bridges, isn't that sad? So try to do 6 to 8 here. Good. So I'm going to end with this one. Nice job. I saw all of your arms up, which is really nice. All right, arms come back down. Actually, let's keep the arms up here and let's do our crunches from now. So arm here, if you can't use your arm for some reason, just keep it down here. We're gonna roll the head, press the back of the ribs into the roller crunch, sinking the belly in. Make sure you're not pushing the abdominals to the ceiling, and then roll back down. For those who can use the arms can start all the way from back here. Breathe out, sink the abdominals, roll the head and shoulders, bring the arms, reach, and then roll down, controlled. Anchor that rib cage, arms keep going back. Breathe out. The core activates, you sink the abdominals first, then you crunch. So about 6 of these. Nice job. Yeah, if you need to support the head, go ahead and support it. All right, so the next 6, you're going to add the march. So again, if you need the hand to stay here, keep it gently, crunch and march. If you can keep it off the ground, great. And then when you're ready to add a challenge, the arm does the same thing as the crunch. Okay, so as you crunch, you can start with the arms overhead and then down towards the ground and do the crunch with the arms moving. It's more challenging. Make sure you're still pulling those abdominals in. So try 6 of those. Take your time. Good. Move slow. Everybody's looking really good. Nice. All right. Good. So I'm going to do my last one. Good. And we rest down. Woo! Did we feel that? I felt that. Good. Okay, so let's get those legs off the floor. So we're bringing the arms back into the ground, imprint a little bit, march one leg up, and then bring the other leg up. Okay, for those of you more advanced that can work in a more neutral position, go ahead, make your tailbone, sacrum heavy, and that low back just floating. If you need to imprint a bit more, go ahead. Okay, so remember, legs further away from you, more work. Legs closer is a little bit more stable on your low back. All right, so again, trying to use as little arms as possible, of course, is much harder here. We're gonna do single leg 2 taps. So first, activate the core, and then you send one leg down. Doesn't need to go all the way down. Keep it wide, yeah? Don't bend the knee and bring it closer to you. Keep it wide and bring it back up. Breathe out. Send that leg away from you. Keep scooping and lifting the abdominal and back up. Keep the leg relaxed. Just let it be heavy. Don't push it down. And as the leg goes down, you're stabilizing. So might touch, might not touch. Doesn't have to touch. Try to minimize work on the arms. Don't stress shoulder and neck. So about 6. My next one is going to be my 6. Good. You can rest a bit, and then we're going to add alternating arms if you can. Okay? So the leg that goes down, the opposite arm is going to go up and over if you want to. It comes back. And then we go to the other side. Okay? So focus. Now that arm has to work a little harder, the one that's on the ground, but still you're trying to stay as stable as possible on that roller. Okay, keep that arm that's going up straight with a little bit more purpose, so your lats activate a bit more and give you a little bit more stability. Remember not to push the abdominals to the ceiling. Sink it first. Finish your 6. Work on the abs, yeah? Nice and slow. It's not arm and leg movement. It's core work. It's core work. Oh. With any of this. What happened? Oh, there you guys are still there. You disappeared from my screen completely. That was very strange. Okay. All right, I was looking for Zoom. Zoom disappeared from my screen. All right, so yes, we're nice. You guys got to rest a little bit, huh? Okay, so yeah, you can march the legs down or you can rest it here, however you have it. All right. So from that leg up position, we're gonna try to do a little bit more leg work from there, okay? We're gonna keep it here where we were, so bring it back up, arms on the ground. Let's see if we can crunch. So hands stay, right? You're gonna roll the head and you're gonna crunch. Find that balance and come back down. The knees are going to stay wherever you feel that you need to keep them. Remember, further away, more work, closer to you, more stability. So use the hands, glide them as you crunch, look between your thighs, scooping the abdominals, and then roll down, control. Try to do 4 to 6. Keep your inner thighs together so you can activate that pelvic floor. Midline of body will be a little bit more stable for you. Okay, last one. Don't lift from the neck, lift from the ribs. So you're pushing to the back of the ribs to lift you. Good. Now, the legs are going to follow too. So let's keep the head down for a second. We're going to straighten legs and bring it in. Okay, so you can go to the ceiling or at any angle that you can keep your back stable. Good. Breathing out. Breathing in. Keep going. Try to give me about 6 as well. Let me see if I can get you. All right, then you rest those knees, 4 to 6 as well. Now we add both, okay? So again, you can go to ceiling or any angle and you don't have to straighten the leg. The more the legs are straight, the more pressure on the low back. So if it's bothering you, keep working the abdominals, don't straighten all the way, okay? Otherwise, here we go. Support the head for those who are on the floor and need the head support. Breathe out, crunch and reach. And pull it back in. Don't lift with the neck. Tuck the chin. Use the abdominals to suck in first, then press the back of the ribs and keep pushing into the back ribs to make you crunch. There should be no stress on that neck. Two more. Good. And then last one. And rest it down. Good. Bring the legs down. Very nice. All right, let's roll off that roller. Oh! And roll into the ground. Ah, that feels nice. The back feels amazing on the ground. Yeah? Just take a few seconds there. Good. All right, let's take the roller under the feet. So then you could join or not. See if it's too much for you to keep the roller here. All right, so we haven't really warmed up the legs too much, but let's see if we can do some bridges here, okay? So arms pressing into the ground, back of scapula, back of head, chest, ribs. You're gonna press down into the roller. Keep pressing until you feel that your glutes are active and the hamstrings. So all of this, you haven't even lifted yet. Then you're gonna roll the pelvis up, reaching the knees and then roll down. I'm very prone to cramping today. Okay? So come up only halfway. Press the legs down. Activate the glutes. Are they active? Now roll halfway. Breathe in at the top, roll down. I cramped again. All right, keep going. So give me about 3 to 4 baby. Everybody's cramping? Is everybody cramping? Are you cramping on the hamstrings or everybody's okay? No, okay. So press into the roller, okay. Squeeze, imprint. Keep using the glutes to roll halfway. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll down. So if halfway is like super light for you and you're ready to go higher, go ahead, okay? Otherwise, stay with me. Press into the roller, squeeze the glutes, scoop the abdominals, and with the back of the legs, roll up, roll down. Okay? Keep going at your pace, rolling up, rolling down. Okay, I'm cramping, so I'm not going to be able to go very high. So for those of you who can go higher, go ahead. Press into roller, squeeze the glutes, and then round the pelvis. Keep rounding, come up higher. Good. And then breathe in at the top, reach the knees, breathe out, scoop the abdominals, roll back down, and release to neutral. Good, keep going. So when I tuck my pelvis more, it's actually keeping me from cramping. Using more glutes. Imprint, squeeze, round. Keep the knees going straight up. Chest and ribs, scapulas, arms pressing down. Roll down. Nice. Let's do one last one. Squeeze. Keep working. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Neck nice and long. And roll down. Good. If you need to do a quick stretch, you can. We're going to now stay up on the bridge and we're going to push the roller away and bring it back up. Okay? So you're going to maintain a bridge, but we're going to go about halfway up. You're going to hold it and you're going to push the roller away. So I'm pressing down into the roller so I don't lose it. And I'm going to pull it back in. This stays pressing in. My arms are working hard and you can go actually all the way, keep the abdominals tight and pull it in with hamstrings, okay? However far you want to go, it's up to you. You can just stay here. You don't need to go very far. You're maintaining a bridge position. It can be all the way here, but some space, maybe just a fist. Yeah, for some of you, maybe just a fist. And you push and pull. More advanced, you can go a little higher. As long as you can keep abdominal engagement, you make sure that there's no pressure on that low back, yeah? And as you straighten the leg, the pelvis may drop, open up the hip joint, and then press into the roller. You need to keep a lot of pressure on that roller. Whoops. It slips on my mat. Okay, try to do 6 to 8. So I'm bridged, yeah? I'm off the ground. And as I go, I don't arch the back. I keep the pelvis tucked and the abs tight. So watch my back. See, it's like this here. I'm not arching, it's just because my bum is a little bigger. Okay? But as I go, I maintain the same position. Good. And then roll down when you've had enough. And when you're done, straighten one leg to the ceiling and the other one straightens on the roller. So do even up to 10 if you can. Those are serious hamstring exercises. So when you finish, do 6 nice breaths up here. If you're watching it as a video, do as many as you need to. Good. And then switch legs when you're ready. Bring the leg in, straighten it to the ceiling. You should really feel the hamstrings, yeah? Nice 6 breaths here. Every breath out, pull a little more. One more breath. Good. Let's keep the legs down. So I love to do the roll up here because it gets us to stretch a bit more. Let's go ahead and do our roll up, okay? If you don't want to use the roller, you don't have to. Just bring your feet to the ground. So arms are going to go up and overhead as far as the ribs don't pop. So we warmed up a long time to be able to do this. On the breath in, keep pushing into the roller with the feet flexed. Press into the back of the ribs, scoop the abdominals, scoop and lift, go up and over, big reach, beach ball. So I'm still scooping and over. Breathe in, breathe out, keep pressing to the roller, come down. So my feet are about hip width. You can keep feet together, or depending on your back, you can go even a little bit wider, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, press, scoop and roll. Anchor the pelvis, lift, go up and over. Keep the feet flexed. Keep your heels reaching and feel the stretch on the back of the leg. Yeah, we should be able to feel that stretch. My abdominals and lower ribs are reaching back, and my arms, shoulders, and head are reaching forward. I keep pressing into the roller. I scoop, and I go down one vertebra at a time. So keep going. Let's do two more. Reach. Breathe in to start rolling down. Breathe out. Last one. And then on your last one, stay up. Grab your feet or just relax the feet, grab the roller, pull, depends on your flexibility, okay? So if you need to bring the roller closer to you and put your hand on it to help you pull, you can relax the feet. If you're flexible, you can keep the heels reaching. Okay, otherwise you can relax. You still have your abdominals scooping, by the way, and you're leaning forward. Look at us all tight Corona people. Sitting at home and in the couch, and like, ah! Good. All right, let's take the roller off the feet. Let's bring it back. So I'm gonna go into more abdominals, okay? And I think we did this with the fit ball. Now we're going to do it with the roller. I did it with a small ball, I think. So knees bent, hands behind the back, and the roller is between the scapula. Now, the higher the roller is, the less extension you're going to have. The lower the roller, the more extension you're going to have. Now, two things: mobility for the spine, if you have it. Also, the more extension you go into, we're going to crunch, the more of a crunch you're going to have. Play around with it, okay? So the roller is between the middle of my scapula or higher. It could go as low as the tip of the scapula. Play around with it. Hands behind the head, thumbs on the neck, elbows as wide as you can bring it, okay? With the scapula slightly squeezing. But it's not open to where your chest is popping. You should be able to see your elbows on the side. So, it's a breath in. First of all, let's come up here. Find sort of like a neutral here. So your abs should be tight. Scoop and tighten the abdominals. Now keep the belly button pulling in and up and go up and over. So when you go back, your low back should not pop forward. Your abs are working. It's just that upper back. Now, breathe out again. Pull the belly in. Drag the rib cage down. Push into the back of your ribs, continue crunching up. The head is long and not being pulled forward. So you should feel that crunch everywhere here. Keep the lower abdominals tight, breathe into the top and go up and over. Keep pulling your neck long. Breathe out, sink the belly, drag the rib cage down to the pelvis. Now when you're in a straight line, push into the roller with the back ribs to continue crunching you up. Try not to round the pelvis or squeeze your glutes. Maintain sort of that neutral position. Keep the lower abdominals tight. Go over more maybe. Breathe out, scoop the belly. The rib cage is going to bring you back up. Use your ribs. Belly in, belly in, belly in, belly in. Good, that looks nice. Way to not pull on your neck. Rania, less pulling on the neck. Use your ribs, use your belly button and ribs. That's nice, good job. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna march. And when you march up and down with the legs, we're gonna try not to move the position of the pelvis. So I want you to think that you're sitting in front of your sit bone, not to the back, and you're not rocking forward and back here, almost like maintaining an arch. When the leg goes up, the pelvis may not round and sink. Do you see that? Okay, so leg goes up, pelvis doesn't round. So it's maintaining neutral, like we did on the roller, but we're here. So range of motion is a little limited. If you keep rounding the pelvis and rounding the spine, you'll be able to do this, but we don't want that. Sort of neutral here, okay? Not an easy thing to do, but you're all a bit advanced, so you can. If you notice my pelvis, it's not rocking. I'm trying to keep my tailbone heavy on the mat and sitting towards the front of my sit bones. Finish it off. I have one more. Good. Let's add rotation. Crunch, press into one scapula, rotate to one side, come back. So it's rolling under my armpit. I'm rolling under this armpit and pulling the other scapula. Look at my elbows, nice and wide. Good. This is a nice release for the lats, actually. Good. So you should feel the opposite rib cage, the one of the rib that's coming off the mat, reaching towards this knee. Okay, so now I'm rotating to this leg, and this is the rib that's doing the work. So make sure you're not shifting, and that rib cage is doing the work. Elbows wide, don't rotate with the elbows. You're rotating from your waist. And the opposite scapula keeps pressing. This is much more challenging. Last one. So if I don't really work my weak side, my other side takes over. I have to do it very carefully. Good. Round over and relax for a second. Round over the roller. Because now we're going to do everything with the legs straight. Okay? So legs are straight. You can keep it sit bones width, and we're going to crunch here. For those of you with a more sensitive back, guess what? Just do what we were doing. Otherwise, you're going to keep the legs pressing down, and we're going to scoop the abdominals, pull the ribs. Look how my roller is going to roll back a little bit. I'm going to push the roller with my back ribs to really get that crunch, and then I'm going to come down. My shoulders look like they're coming up, but it's really my shirt. So be careful with this stuff, yeah? Nice wide shoulders and elbows. Good. Rania, you're pulling your head forward. Press those legs down. Shoulders wide, elbows wide. Push the roller away with the back ribs. Breathe in. Keep the lower abdominals tight and just roll over with the upper back. Scoop the belly. Push the roller away with the ribs. There should be movement on the roller. As you roll over, it comes slightly towards your pelvis. As you lift the head, crunch, you're pushing it away from the body. So try to do about 4 to 6. And then we're going to add the knee up. So we're going to keep crunching, and the leg comes up without dropping the pelvis. So again, don't roll. Keep the tailbone heavy and only bring that leg up as far as it's going to go. So pelvis doesn't move from position. Yeah, we don't tuck. tailbone heavy, and the leg only comes as far as you can. So look how far my leg is. It should not go further than this, Rania. Watch your neck, watch your pelvis, don't round. Try to do another 6. Nice, get that spine mobility over. It feels amazing. Your back should be much more mobile now. Keep that tailbone heavy, keep the lower abdominals constantly working. Good, so we're doing 6 of those, and then we're gonna add that rotation. All right, so if you need to rest up and over the roller or fix anything, go ahead. Now we're gonna rotate to that leg. So knee comes up, elbows wide, roll under the armpit, rotate. Don't shift, elbows wider, yeah? Try not to reach the elbow. Keep the scapula squeezing, rotate from the waistline. We're rotating from here. So this rib and scapula came up. My elbow doesn't rotate, just from the waist. So we're adding rotation. Stay wide, up and over. Come up, rotate, push into that scapula and pull. Six of these. Yeah, that side is much more difficult. Nice, everyone. So this is my last one. Good, and I'm gonna rest here. Good, we're gonna come up. So if you need to support yourself on the roller or bend the knee, we're gonna roll up. So your back should feel really amazing, yeah? Nice and loose. Okay, we're gonna turn around, and for the sake of bad wrists, I'm gonna make you bring your forearms into the roller. We're gonna roll the toes into the mat, and we're gonna do press into the roller, lift, and down. Okay, so shoulder scapula stability, find your neutral, so chest up, ribs up, lengthen the tailbone and the sit bones back, find that neutral spine. Now, important that push the elbow into the roller and round that scapula around your rib, like the exercise we were doing at the beginning with the scapula on the roller. So press and pull. Now with your core, keep pushing the elbow into the roller, scoop the core to float the leg up and down. Breathe out and down. Keep the back of the neck to the ceiling, the back of the head to the ceiling. Keep pushing into the roller and down. Press. Try to float it up, not use a lot of leg work. Good. Now, we're gonna add float. One leg up, one leg down, bring it down. Okay, Dina, whenever you do this, if you wanna do it in plank position, you can do the same thing. If you can bring the leg down and up with the knees further back, that's fine with me. Okay, otherwise, here, leg up without changing the position of your low back. Don't tuck your pelvis, otherwise that leg won't be able to go down. Push, other leg, float. Watch the shoulder and scapula stability here. Shoulders away from the ear. Good, keep going. Float. And down. Keep the stability of your back and the scapula. And down. Good. So let's stay up and let's alternate about 6. If you can stay up and keep going to 8 or 10, go for it. You're going to come up. And alternating up here. 1, 2, 3. If you have any issues with the shoulders, don't do this. Do it on the floor because the roller is much harder here. 5 and 6. Bring it down. Now, we're going to do something miserable. Bring the rollers a little forward on your wrist. You can hold your hands together. We're going to come up and we're going to try to keep rolling the roller forward and back. Okay? Again, very tough on the shoulders. So if you need to come up, do 1, come back down, do 1, come back down, you can. So hands can be parallel or it can be together and the roller is going to be moving with you. Whatever you can move, okay? 0.5 centimeter, 1 centimeter is all good with me. So same thing, you're gonna come up and you're gonna try to move that roller in and out. Find the breath that helps you. Hug your ribs. 5, 6. Okay, if you can keep going, go. If not, I'm just gonna bring toes together, knees apart, and I'm gonna stretch. So see how many you can do. Then hands on roller and stretch the chest down. If you can relax your forehead on the ground, go for it. The roller is pretty high, you can just stretch on the ground, yeah? Okay, let's turn around and let's do feet on roller for those who can and hands on ground. For those who, again, the wrists aren't happy, go to elbows. Okay, this time I'm going to straighten the legs and do the same thing with the legs straight. So spread your fingers into the mat, knuckles and the fingers, everything presses. And then shoulder down, press into the scapula. From here, I'm gonna lift my knee and straighten my leg. Lift and straighten, bring it back and down. Don't move the upper body, okay? I have it on my feet, pull the shoulders, press, neutral, sit bones back. Lift, straighten, bring it in, bring it down. Lift. Good. So try to do about 6 to 8. Don't move the shoulders. So if you get to where it's really easy, just tap the knees and go. Tap the knees and go. Don't have to rest. Remember, you can do it on your elbows if you need to, Tamara. Okay? Tap the knees and go. Good. 2 more, maybe. And go and bring it in. Good. Stretch back. And then you can pull the hands. Nice. We're going to stay back there. And now we're going to lift the legs, alternating. This is really hard. And it may put a lot of pressure on your knees. If it does, bend the knees and do it from here. Or just straighten from here. Okay? For those who have no pressure, we're going to take it back into a plank. And you're going to lift and lift. So make sure your kneecaps and your thighs are working really hard so there's no pressure on the knee. All right? And if you need to, lift from here, straighten, bring it down. Okay? All these are alternations or variations for if you need to. Otherwise, let's try to go and do anywhere between 4 to 10 elbows or hands. Get into your plank, leg goes back, lift the abdominals and lift without arching. Lift, watch your back, don't move it. Press into the roller with a standing leg. Straight leg, rhythm, straight leg, reach the leg back. Back, not up. Push into the ground. Good. And stretch back and pull. Nice work. So we're going to roll back, face the roller again, and we're going to go into our belly to do our swans. Can't leave the roller without swan. Okay, so legs straight. I have mine hip width apart. Decide what's comfortable for your back. It can be even wider or it can be together. Okay, hands are going to be in a wide position, so a bit wider than shoulders, pinky side down, thumb up. From here, lift the abdominals off the mat and lengthen the tailbone. Yeah, look at the difference on my back. Lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone. Shoulders really wide, tuck your chin, and lengthen the neck in alignment with spine. Before we go, let's do scapula lifts and lowers. So depression, elevation. Roll the ruler away with the outer part of your armpit and scapula and push the roller forward. Now, pull the scapula down the back, open up the shoulders, and tuck the scapula under your armpit. So you push the roller with the scapula going up on the outside of the armpit, pull the scapula down, rotate the armpits down to the floor. So there should be a rotation on your arm. As you pull the roller towards you and drop and depress the scapula, your shoulders should be opening. Okay? So there's a rotation in and out of the arm a little bit. Don't move the low back. There's no movement on the low back, Rania. There's no movement on the body. Okay? No movement on the body. The body is still. It's just the scapular movement. Keep the back of the neck to the ceiling. Crown of the head forward. Abdominals lifted. So on the next one, you're going to pull the scapulas down. Open the shoulders and the scapulas hug the outside of the rib. Soften your elbow. Abs tight and lift that chest up. Abs tight, 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 tight. One long line with the body. And then you come back down. There should be no pressure on that low back. Abs tight. Rania, open your arms wider so your shoulders are a bit wider and bend your elbow more to open up the shoulder. That looks better. Okay. Pull the shoulders down, open the scapula. Press into the roller. Use your upper back muscles to lift you in one long line with the abdominals helping the lift. Breathe out or in. The breath in helps lift, but the breath out helps you keep your abdominals tight. You can breathe out, tighten the abdominals, and then breathe into your upper back to lift you. Keep the legs pressing down. Keep the whole tailbone up to crown of the head as long as possible. For those of you with a tight upper back, do not come up high. Just come up to the lower ribs. Okay, so a small baby swan here. Pulling shoulders wide, bend the elbows to help with the tight shoulder, and try to work just that upper back. Okay, so a small challenge here. Go to a height you think you can hold. Press the legs down and lift one arm up and down. And then other arm. So what you need to try to find is when you lift the arm, the pelvis nor the pelvis nor the rib cage are rotating. Just the arms. Try to do 6 to 10. And then when you're done, relax down. And you can stretch back, toes together, knees apart. Scoop the abdominals, push back and stretch. And then come up into your knees, and I'll do one last exercise. If you can be on your knee, if not, you can't do this one. I'll show you a seated version maybe. We're gonna do a little bit of a cat. So legs are parallel. Make sure your feet are in alignment with your knee. We're gonna tuck the pelvis and we're gonna bring pinky to roller. So your arms are gonna be like this. I'm gonna roll down, chin to chest. I'm gonna try to keep my hips connected here. I'm gonna touch the roller and I'm gonna open my shoulders, dive forward. Now, pelvis back, less pressure on the shoulder. Pelvis forward, a lot more pressure. Then you're gonna scoop the abdominals and use your core to lift you back up to starting position. Okay, down your shoulders, you're compressing. You're like this. Open up the shoulders and the arms so your shoulders are like this. If you're like this, doing this, you're gonna mess up the shoulders. So keep the shoulders wide so when you come forward, there's no compression, okay? So legs parallel, chin to chest, scoop the abdominals, keep the pelvis pushing forward as you go. Look at my shoulders, they're wide. As I come forward, they're not compressing. There's lots of space here, lots of space. Drop the chest, reach the butt back and reach the chest forward. To come up, you scoop the abdominals, press your pelvis forward, and then you roll back up. This is really hard. Dania, you do that with your small roller. Yeah? So if it's too narrow, then yeah. The small roller doesn't work for a roller cast as well. Can do a lot of things with it, but if you have tight shoulders, then it's not gonna work for you. Okay, do one or two more. So roll down, chin to chest, scoop the abdominals. Try not to move the pelvis from where it is. And then from here, shoulders wide, dive forward, drop that chest, shoulders wide, otherwise you mess up the shoulder, be careful. And then butt to ceiling, chest down, scoop the abdominals, push the pelvis forward as you roll up. This is serious core work. Good, and if you need to do one more, go for it, yeah? The pelvis pushes forward as you roll up. So Rania, if you want to, you can put your roller in between your legs and you can roll forward, scoop the belly, roll back, even if your knees are bent. Yeah, if you need to bend the knees. Roll forward, breathe in, scoop the belly and roll back up. Yeah, this is an option for you too. Good. Nice work. All right, so that was a stretch for your back and for your arms a little bit. We didn't do a lot of glutes, so there's no need to stretch that. I went like quite over the class, but the roller class can be 2 hours easily. So if you guys need to do anything else with the roller, please do. We should do one just rolling class as well. I'll try to see when we can squeeze that in. Let me stop the recording. All right.